Carl Cox, born July 29, 1962, is a British house and techno club DJ, as well as radio DJ and record producer. He is based in Hove, Sussex, England. Cox has won and been nominated for numerous awards. He has performed at numerous clubs and electronic music or dance events worldwide. He has hosted a residency known as Music is Revolution every summer season at the Space Ibiza nightclub, from 2001 to 2016. He has featured his own, Carl Cox and Friends, stage at many festivals, such as Ultra Music Festival, the BPM Festival and Tomorrowland. Cox has also served as a monthly DJ for BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix. He runs the record label, Intech Digital, which was founded around 1998 as Intech Records. Cox also had his own radio show and podcast, entitled Global, which he ran until February 2017. Age 15, Cox began working as a mobile DJ, finding a passion for disco music. 6. He began his music career around the same time that Chicago house music found its forefront in the world of dance music. In the 1980s, Cox became a main stage DJ in the electronica industry. He eventually became known as one of the founders of that sound and was part of the emerging British rave scene, and became renowned for the uncommon practice of 3-deck mixing. He played at the first night of Danny Rampling's Shum Night after his return from Ibiza in the summer of 1987, a Balearic/acid house night in London, citation needed. In the early 1990s he released his debut single for Paul Oakenfold's Perfecto label, I Want You, Forever. Cox continued to create music, eventually embracing techno music that would soon become popular. He ran Ultimate Bass at the now-defunct Velvet Underground Club on Charing Cross Road, London in the mid to late 1990s. Cox also played the Millennium on New Year's Eve 1999, by performing in Sydney, Australia, and again in Hawaii after flying back over the international date line that he was also global resident DJ for BBC Radio 1's Essential Mix in 1998-99. In 1997, DJ Magazine chose Cox as the first #1 DJ for its first Top 100 poll. He broadcast over a decade's worth of Ibiza live mixes from space, specifically from 2001 to 2016. In 2001, Cox began a yearly residency at Space Ibiza, a nightclub in Ibiza, Spain that he began playing on the terrace for Space's We Love. Space on the Terrace. Following that, he played on Thursdays inside the club. 20. For 15 years, Cox built his residency entitled Music is Revolution. The final season of Cox's residency was entitled The Final Chapter, and took place every Tuesday during the summer of 2016. 23. Cox finished the residency on September 20, 2016 by playing a vinyl and CDJ, 10-hour set. Artists who joined Cox on his final night included Teeny, Popoff, Nick Fanciulli and DJ Sneak. Cox also played at the closing night of the club itself on October 2, 2016. In 2004, Cox debuted the Carl Cox and Friends Arena at Ultra Music Festival, which has since taken place for 12 years. In the film Can You Feel It?, a documentary about Ultra Music Festival, Cox explains that the concept of Carl Cox and Friends came about as a result of not only wanting to play longer sets at festivals, but also to give festival goers an experience within the festival, as Carl has far more creative control over his own stage. The stage is popular with festival goers, and has featured artists like Laurent Garnier, Nick Fanciulli, Loco Dice, Marco Carola, Maceo Plex and many more. Since he created the Carl Cox and Friends concept in 2004, this curated stage has taken place at other festivals and events including Awakenings, EDC Las Vegas, the BPM Festival, Ultra Europe, Tomorrowland, Amsterdam Dance Event and many others. Cox has performed at clubs such as the Eclipse, Shelley's Laser Dome, Stern's Nightclub, Heaven, Sir Henry's, Angels and the Hacienda, as well as raves for Fantasia, Dreamscape, NASA and Amnesia House. While it was speculated that he would retire in 2017 after he finished his residency at Space Ibiza, Cox has continued to announce festivals and events for 2017, including 3 showcases at the BPM Festival, his stage at Ultra Music Festival, and 2 appearances at the Social Festival in Mexico and Colombia. In 2017, Cox was also named the global ambassador of Ultra Music Festival's techno and house music concept, Resistance. Carl Cox also announced the 2017 dates for a festival he has curated entitled Pure Festival, which took place in Sydney and Melbourne, Australia, during April 2017. After 16 years of Cox's global radio podcast, he announced via Facebook that he would no longer be working on the show and that it would end in February 2017. In 2019, Cox traveled to Australia and worked with Gavin Campbell, producing a remix of Yothu Indi's song, Treaty, performing live outdoors with Yothu Indi and the Treaty Project at the Babylon Festival, Karaplui, Victoria, in February 2019. For 2020, he announced via the Goodwood website that he would be playing a summer festival DJ set at the first of the 3 Friday nights at Goodwood Racecourse with a special dedication to the Lloyds before